Noble Middle School, we are back at it like we never left it.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you indeed. Field Day is here, May 31st, 2024, and it's going to be a great day. There's so much to talk about. This video is going to get you... Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. All right, Noble Eagles, I have to verify a very sad rumor. A lot of you have asked about this rumor. Is Tug of War canceled? The answer is yes. There's a lot of different things that are going into this decision, but ultimately for us, it's not our decision. The powers that be, the people that are in charge, have said that it's too dangerous, it's too risky, and the insurance policies will not allow it. So a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. But know this, Noble Middle School, I petitioned, I wrote letters, I called lawyers, I even tried to get to the Supreme Court, but they would not return my phone calls. So as disappointing as it is, we got to move on. We got to go about our business. So as Tug of War is on the sideline, we will have a brand new main event tournament for Field Day 2024. Brand new game, never been seen, never been tried before at this level. So that means it's going to be a little chaotic, a little messy, but that's okay. At the end of the video, we'll get into it. The name of the game, though, is Battle Royale. Oh, yes. So as we finish up this right here, we're not going to let this dumpster fire of a decision ruin our Field Day. We got to talk about rules. We got to talk about points, maybe about trophies, and then get into the 10 crazy games before we get to the main event tournament, the Battle Royale. Here are the rules of Field Day. Number 1, first and foremost, we're going to have fun. Absolutely. Number 2, please make sure you're wearing shoes. Number 3, stay within your boundary. Each homeroom will have a designated area in an end zone. Number 4, there is no arguing with any judge, any adult, any teacher, period. Number 5, play fair, follow all the rules. And then last but not least, make sure you clean up after yourselves. Let's talk about the points you can earn at Field Day. If your team takes first place in any event, you get 10 points. Second place will get you 7 points. Third place gets you 5 points. And everybody else gets 3 points. If your teachers participate in an event, they earn 3 bonus points. They can do that 2 times for a maximum of 6 points. And trust me when I tell you, every point matters. Your team flag is an important part of Field Day. It is your symbol, it's your icon, it's your beacon. It shows everybody that you're at Field Day and you mean business. Your homeroom teacher has received a blank template, and it's up to you and your team to come up with a design, a theme, an idea that says this is who we are. Get it done by Wednesday, May 29th, so we can laminate it, get it posted, and have it ready for you to go at Field Day. Trophies are pretty cool. We have overall championship trophies. We have Tug of War Battle Royale trophies. And now we have Spirit Awards that look a little out of sorts for a lot of different reasons. The primary reason is because Cleopatra was stolen, kidnapped. Somebody is holding Cleopatra for ransom. I have given in to the demands. I have done everything they've asked. And even though my closest confidant said, don't negotiate with terrorists, I've tried my best. But here's what's going to happen. When we get Cleopatra back, there's only one response. And it's going to look like this. That's right. Maybe even a disqualification, because I'm fired up now. But maybe your homeroom will get one of these trophies at Field Day, and they'll be awesome. And it's time to kick things off with a 3-legged wheelbarrow race. This is a classic that's back for 2024, and you'll need 8 players partnered up. The first segment is a wheelbarrow race across the field. deliver the potato sack, and then the next set of players will run a 3-legged race back, and you will keep that going with a wheelbarrow race and then finish it up with a 3-legged race. Now, strategy comes into play. You want to choose wisely about where your strength really is, and make sure you pass the cone before you start the next segment of the race. If you don't pass the cone, you'll get a 3-second penalty. When you finished your race, everybody sits down and raise your flag to let us know that you've won the race.
All right.
And our next game is the Wicked Water Spout. This is a blast from the past, and it is a fun one to get the water moving. You're going to run across the field with your mop above your head, place it in the bucket, and make 3 rotations. You see right here we have our first penalty. We're going to stop your team and give you a 3-second penalty, get you back on track, and everybody's going to be watching to make sure you do 3 full rotations. Once you have 3 full rotations, you put that mop above your head and you get on the move. When all 4 players have run across the field, put the mop in the bucket, get 3 full rotations and run it back. You're going to get in your line, have a seat, and raise your team flag to let us know that you've won. However, if your team kicks the bucket, you will be disqualified and you will get last place points. The Whose Shoes Relay Race. This is from a bygone era, but it's back for 2024. Each player will take 1 shoe off, place it in the pool in the midst of several other decoy shoes, and the object is simple. On the go, you must hop across the field on 1 foot, find your missing shoe, put it back on completely, run, tag a teammate. They will then continue the process. If your foot touches the ground, we will stop you for a 3-second penalty. If you do not have your shoe completely on, we will stop you for a 3-second penalty. Right here you see his feet hit the ground. That's a 3-second penalty. Put your shoe back on and then go finish up. Sit down to let us know you are finished. It's time for the 4x1 relay race. And as you look at the diagram for this year's race, pay attention to the fact that we have switched the orientation of the race. We now start 1 to 2 as a short run. 2 to 3 will be a long run. 3 to 4 is short, and 4 to the finish line will be a long sideline run. So teachers, as you assign starting numbers, use that information to your advantage. And students, as you are running this race, make sure you focus on clean handoffs and make sure you save enough energy in the gas tank to finish that long sideline run. Remember, you are racing against the clock. Top times will get top points. Coach Galloway here, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry because last year I made Descrambled difficult. I overcomplicated it. I tried to be too artistic. I even tried to hide a top secret clue in the video. Let me show you. I hid it in this library return box. See? This QR code right here started a whole new game within the game. Only 2 found it last year and earned an advantage at field day. Excellence on display. This year, I'm staying accountable to simplicity. We've seen so much growth in this game, but we have to remember that the answers are noble connected in some way. So, without further ado, let's get started, and just know that this game is not a back and forth battle that needs fixing, but it is a game of clue, and leadership detectives will excel in the end.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
All right, it's time for the video demonstration, and in this part of the video, you will see exactly what you are supposed to do. You have 6 players on your team. 4 players are holding a rope. Their job is to slide letters down the line. The other 2 players, they are delivering a letter to the line and then retrieving that 1 letter off of the line. You can only have 1 letter on the line at a time. If a judge sees more than 1 letter, it will be a 3-second penalty. So make sure you are following the rules. Once you have all the letters transferred from one side of the field to the other, you can begin to de-scramble the secret phrase. Your mission, your goal is to be perfect, unblemished, untarnished, and be the winner of this game. The Sponge Bucket Relay has had many variations over the course of Noble Field Day. This year we are going back to the Sponge Bucket Brigade. 1 player will soak the sponge and then throw it to their teammate down the line. This continues until it gets to the end and you squeeze as much water out of the sponge into your empty bucket as you can. This is a timed event, so you want to be quick and efficient. You want to get as much water as you can, and be careful not to knock over your bucket. At the end of it all, at the end of the time limit, whichever team has the most water transferred from one side of the field to the other will be declared the winner of the Sponge Bucket Relay. We're in the center of Field Day Arena, and it's time for Limbo. You're going to send 2 players, any combination of 2 players from your team. Boy, girl, 2 boys, 2 girls, it doesn't even matter. The object of the game is you want to bend backwards, you want to move forwards, stay under the bar, and stay in the game for as long as you can. As you watch here, our 2 competitors in this demonstration, things are heating up. They're going head-to-head, toe-to-toe, as this bar continues to drop lower and lower. And right here, we've got a tough one. Oh, eliminated. And Sawyerze gets the victory here. Now, a couple of no-nos. You can't do a side pivot. You can't do a duck under. You can't do a touch the ground and keep going. And after this, you'll see like a crazy long lunge. No. You got to keep moving forward nice and steady to win this game. The Barefoot Bucket Balance Challenge has become one of the favorites at Field Day. First things first, if you're wearing Crocs, they better be in sport mode. Everybody else, you're wearing your shoes, you're wearing your sport mode Crocs. We're going to balance a 5-gallon bucket of water on your feet, and your mission and goal as a team is to remove all of your shoes without spilling 1 drop of water. Now, this takes teamwork, patience, communication. The top points will go to the team that gets it done the fastest, but as long as you finish your mission, you will earn 2nd place points. If you spill your water, no points for you. The basket flip game is one that is simple but oh so frustrating. This one's been around a while. It took a small break, but now it is back officially at 2024. And this game starts with 4 players. 1 at a time, you will take a ball to a basket. You will flip it and try to make it land upright with the ball still inside of it. Right there you see it can be done just as quickly as that. If you do not land it, leave the ball in the basket, run and tag your teammate. Do not run or move until your teammate has made the tag. You are not allowed to support the basket with any of your body parts. You can't put a foot out there. You can't let it rest against your leg. It has to land completely on its own. Once your team has successfully flipped and landed all 5 baskets, you can then go across the line, get around the cone, and be declared the winner of the Basket Flip Game 2024. Rock, Tree, Bridge. This game has become iconic. It's become synonymous with Noble Field Day. And it's great because we get to bring 10 players to the field. 9 players are working to build a human obstacle course. 1 person, 1 obstacle at a time. You start with a rock, then you have a tree, and then you set the bridge. And each time you've got to go through that obstacle. You jump over rocks, you go around trees, you make sure you go under bridges. Now, if you have two people moving at the same time, like right here, we have two people moving at the same time, that is a penalty. That is a 3-second penalty, and that can cost you. It can cost you this game, but it could also cost you the overall championship. Ask a few of our teachers, they'll tell you. But once you have all 9 players set, that player number 10 has to run through the obstacle course, go around the cone, and then you got to do it all the way back home. Be careful, don't slip. Over rocks, under bridges, around trees, all the way back to your cone, and raise your flag. We always have to be ready in case there is rain in the forecast. And the hula hoop line transfer is a great indoor alternate. You start out with 6 players all connected at the hands, and the object is to move the hula hoop down the line without breaking your chain. Once you successfully get the hula hoop onto your partner's arm and shoulders, you can then break the chain and run to the front of the line to keep the line moving. Now, if you break the chain too early, you will have, right here, you have a penalty, 3 seconds. Now you may continue. You've got to get that hula hoop all the way across the field, all the way across the court, and then once you can successfully drop it on the cone, your team wins. The second rainy day alternate game is Balloon Swatters. This game is almost an urban legend. It's almost mythological because of the stories that came about when we played it one fateful day in 2013. The concept, though, seems simple enough, but oh boy, could it be frustrating. Using a fly swatter, you must move a balloon across the court, get it to land in your basket without it touching the ground, and also without touching it with your free hand. If either of those things happen, it is a 3-second penalty. Once all 4 players successfully move the balloon across the court, land it in the basket, and get back to sit down, you will be declared the winner of Balloon Swatters. The next rainy day alternate game will be the torch relay, and it will replace the barefoot bucket balance game. Now, this is a game for 4 players who will use tennis rackets to hold a dodgeball above their head, similar to a torchbearer making a run in a race. Make sure that you are only holding the taped handles as you run. The first team to get all 4 players around their cone and back to the start and sitting down will be victorious. Battle Royale has arrived. This is the replacement for Tug of War. Let's get into it. You are going to have 10 players on your team. Each player will have a cone and a dodgeball and a pool noodle. The dodgeball is your life in this game. If at any point your dodgeball falls off the cone and hits the ground, you are eliminated. You are out. Now, there are a couple of different ways this could happen. You could do a self-knockout where you're moving so fast or you're not paying attention and you accidentally knock your own dodgeball off. Like, it's going to happen right here, right there. We just had a self-knockout. Or one of your opponents comes around and uses their pool noodle and they knock your dodgeball off. At any point when that dodgeball hits the ground, you are eliminated. You must evacuate the playing area right away. If you do not leave the playing area after being eliminated, if you stay in the game and you cause problems, your entire team will be disqualified. Homeroom teachers, make sure you understand that. Make sure your players understand that. This is going to be a chaotic scene. It's going to be a lot of people moving around at one time. And if anybody stays in the game and cheats in that manner, that homeroom will be disqualified. This is a tournament. You will be going head-to-head, homeroom versus homeroom. The winning team will advance, and you are trying to claim the Battle Royale title. You're trying to get that TOW trophy, that Tournament of Winners trophy, Tug of War trophy. Now, strategy, it's going to come down to you and your team. What do you think works best? We're going to be monitoring to make sure everybody's following the rules, but we also want to monitor safety. No pushing, no shoving, no tripping. If you're playing rough, you will be called out. If you are headhunting, where we feel like you are intentionally trying to hit people in the head, you are called out. Battle Royale is here. and we're getting ready to reveal the brackets. So expect chaos, have a little patience with us, and we're expecting a great time at Noble Field Day, especially with this brand new game, this main event tournament of Battle Royale. The 6th grade Battle Royale Championship bracket is here. Our opening contest is going to be a battle between Miss Adam and Mr. Hicks. We move down the bracket and we will see Miss Noble taking on the rookie, the newcomer, Miss Massengill. Across the bracket we have Miss Whitaker taking on the GOAT, Room 15, Coach Shaw. And then the final matchup in this round for the 6th grade Battle Royale Championship, it will be Miss Miller against Mr. Scarletto. Best of luck to all teams. We can't wait to see you in the arena. The 7th grade bracket for the Battle Royale Championship is here. As the names fill the bracket, let's get into this opening round of this brand new tournament. In the first contest, it will be Miss Perdome taking on Miss Keegan. The second matchup will be Mr. Garrett challenging Miss Lane. And as we move across the bracket, a big-time showdown. Miss Mendoza, the reigning, defending overall champion, will be taking on Mr. Rogers. And the final matchup in this opening round, it will be Miss Kellum taking on one of the all-time greats of Field Day, Miss Rogers. Best of luck to all squads. Can't wait to see you on Field Day. The 8th grade bracket for the Battle Royale Championship is here. Let's get into this opening round. Our first contest, we will have Miss Kevitz taking on Miss Spell. The second matchup in round 1, it will be Miss Koyman against Miss Trevelya. Moving across the bracket, we have Miss Mazzelia, a trifecta winner, taking on Miss Zay, who is still trying to gain entry into the trifecta club. And then finally, the final contest in round 1, it will be Mr. Locke taking on last year's TOW winner, Miss Udi. 8th grade, this is your final field day at Noble Middle School. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. We hope that you bring the hype. We hope that you bring the fire. And I can't wait to see you out there at Field Day Arena on May 31st.